Welcome to the Happy Handyman Show. I'm Trudy Chook, broadcasting live from Johnny Chook's Home and Hardware. Also, for those of y'all on Facebook, you can see me now. We're going to talk about so many exciting things today. I have 3 new items, 2 new tips, and we're going to brush up on some of the things we talked about last week because it's still a continuing problem. So if you missed some of the stuff from last week, we're going to go over it again this week. Let me tell you where we're located. We're at 2361 Northwest Military Highway, which is about 2 miles north of Loop 410, right past the light at Lock Hill, Selma. The store is going to be open today till 6:30, and if you want to call the store, ask a question about anything that I'm talking about, the number is 210-341-1573. For those of you that are watching on Facebook, you can always go to our website, which is happyhandyman.com, and search the products that I'm going to talk about today. And if you want to, then call the store. We'll be happy to ship to you. We do that every day, from down in the valley to, I just sent something to Hawaii the other day. So anyway, that is not a problem for us. So I'm super stoked about telling you about the very first new product that we had. During the National Hardware Show this year, I didn't get to go, but I always go back and I research. They're really good about that, and they'll send you stuff. Okay, here's all the people that were there. Because you missed it, here's a little help. And so there was a product called Go Mist, which I'm showing you now on Facebook, the packaging. It says Go Mist, and if you're looking at that, yes, it is a bottle like you put water in and you, like everybody takes with them every day. But this one has something very special about it. How many of you have to go? Well, you don't have to go. You get to go watch your kids play sports, and what did they say? It's 100 degrees, but it feels like 110. Well, anything after 100 degrees to me is just hot, 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 hot. Or you are playing out on the golf course, and it just gets really hot out there. Well, what if you had a mister to take with you that was incorporated in the water bottle that you're taking with you for water anyway? Well, that's what the Go Mist is all about. And it has a little button at the very top of it, and if you press that button, it's just like if you're at Disney World and you know you walk underneath those things and they mist you and they cool you down like 20 degrees. That's what the Go Mist is all about. And they have 2 other colors besides black. They have a teal and a white, and they have a great way you hold it. It's not slippery or anything like that. Okay, to make the mist go, it's not batteries. You just recharge it like you do your phone. Now, I said it cools the air up to 20%. They say 30%. I'll take 20 anyway. So if you're bicycling, hiking, golfing, exercising, watching your kids play sports, well, stay cool with a Go Mist. They are so nice. And I think they said it would mist for about 45 minutes, maybe longer. It probably depends on how long you let it mist. But it's a great gift. I was hoping it would get here by Father's Day, but it didn't quite make it. But anyway, come in and take a look at it. We'll have them kind of right up front, and check it out. I think it's going to be a great gift idea for yourself or for someone else. Now, let me tell you something else that we got in that is new. All right, a lady came in the other day and she wanted a carbon monoxide detector. And she says, but I want a plug-in. And thinking, like I was thinking, I said, it does plug in. There's a little hole up there by the ceiling and you just plug it in. No, Trudy. It plugs into the wall. I said, the wall? She goes, yeah. And I said, oh, I don't know. And so we went online and she let me look for a little bit, and sure enough, first alert has a carbon monoxide alarm, and before all of y'all get excited, it is approved, it's made by First Alert, and it just plugs in. How much easier is that to do than getting up on a ladder, trying to replace the batteries, or trying to plug it back in, especially if you're not real secure on a ladder? Well, there you go. There is the answer. Plug it in. And then if it's screeching, it's so much easier to get to than on the ladder at midnight or 2 or 3 a.m. Because I'm pretty convinced they have a timer on the inside, and the only time they will scream is at 3 a.m. in the morning, right? So this one is made by First Alert, carbon monoxide detector, plug in, easy peasy, okay? Now, it's not cheap. It's about, I want to say $55 or $56, but that's so much easier. The ones that go up in the ceiling cost that much too. So let's just do it with these, right? Okay, now, it's going to be the 4th of July. We all start, you know, a lot of us have a flag up all the time. My dad always did. And do you know that it really, if you have one and you leave it up all the time, so 24/7, except you take it down when the rain is, that you should have it lit at night. And so we got these new solar lights for your flag. And so how easy is that when, you know, your flagpole is out there in the sun anyway, for it to capture the light and put light down on your flag. Imagine how pretty that will look. Very patriotic. So if you're going to be putting up a flag this 4th of July, or you like having one up all the time like I do, well then, light it up. I'm going to light mine up. Okay, so those are the new 3 things that we got in that I was just very, very excited about. All right, now, last week, because I told y'all I was going to talk about some things that we did last week. And those of you that are on watching right now, please forgive me. I cannot read your names because I only have one contact in. And so I can't see past about my nose. So for those of you that are watching, thank you for watching. And I hope you enjoy the show. All right, last week we talked about that flies. Flies are horrible right now, just horrible. And if you're like me, and I don't like staring at those little fly traps that go down, the little ribbons, and so you're looking at captured dead flies, or you put one of those fly traps in that smells to high heavens, is there an alternative? Yes. And I read about it, and I tried it, and it works. And that is, flies do not like the smell of pine saw. Why pine saw bothers them, I do not know. I mean, think of the stinkiest things in the world. And are flies around it? Yes. But somehow, some way, they don't like pine saw. So, and it's the original. Evidently, they have a preference. So you get the original pine saw, and you put it in like a little sprayer, like a little quart sprayer. I put mine on a 360 power sprayer that I get from Harris. They're not expensive. What I like about the 360 power sprayers is you can spray upside down, right side up. I mean, it's just, you can go all the way around and they never quit spraying. And I put pine saw in it. I did not dilute it at all. And I was going out to be in the spa, and so I sprayed all around the deck of the spa, all around the chairs and the tables that were around the spa. And I went back inside, grabbed my towel and stuff, and then came back out, and lo and behold, no flies. Now, will it last from one day to the next? No. You need to spray every time you go out. Now, I don't know if it'll work for like 5 or 6 hours at a time, because I'm only out there for maybe an hour or hour and a half, and then that's it. You know, my day is over with, and so you might have to spray again. But like if you're going out at lunchtime when it's still pretty cool, where you can go outside and have lunch, or jump into your spa, this right there, then this is a great alternative. And for those of you that like Pine-Sol and you clean with it anyway, you have the product. Okay. Now, I want to talk to you. I want to give you one tip, okay? I have several tips for the show today, and so I want to give you one of those tips, because after the show is over with on WOAI, which then we continue for about 10 minutes or so on Facebook, and I'm going to talk about some other tips. How many of you, you're replacing maybe the bulb on your outdoor light, and you have to unscrew maybe part of it to get to it? It's not where it's open underneath, and you have to unscrew a piece to get a piece of glass out or something like that. And then you find all the time, since that is out in the elements, that those screws rust, and they're very hard to get out, and then they're very hard to get back in again. So what should you do? Well, the next time you take one out, get a new one. It will probably be an 8/32. That is the size of the screw that works almost every time. That's also the size for cabinets and stuff like that. And then before you put it in, give it a little spray with Tri-Flow. Why Tri-Flow? Let me tell you why. Tri-Flow is a true lubricant. It does not attract dust, and it's kind of like, if anything could be Teflon, this would be liquid Teflon. We used to say it was liquid ball bearings, so that when you put your screw back in, the next time you go take it out, since it's been lubricated, it comes out easily, and it does a real good job. It won't rust, and it won't look so bad. So next time you replace something like that, use a little Tri-Flow on it. All right, last week I had a customer come in, and they were looking for something to put in their septic system, okay? And they were pulling out a lot of the product that you're normally thinking about, the ones that start with R, and they're, I'm sure they're great products. I've never had a septic system. Mom and Dad did. But what Dad used to use all the time, and what we have recommended over and over and over again, is One Flush. One Flush septic system. Now, if you're watching on Facebook, you'll see that there's packaging, and on the inside of the packaging, there's 3 little packets that are, they have plastic around them, so you never touch the ingredients or the One Flush, and you just drop it down in your toilet, just one toilet, flush it, and that's it. And then you're good for 30 days. And the packet of One Flush that has 3 treatments inside is like $10.95 or $11.95, and it's safe for all pipes and all septic systems. And why this? Why do we always recommend this? It has, one little packet is like 141 bottles of the other septic treatment. It's got billions of more enzymes in it than any other product, but yet it's less expensive. So it's made by ProLab, and they have been around forever. And I have heard so many stories about how this has saved their septic system, and how that they haven't had to pump out the system or anything like that. So if you're using something else, the next time you come in the store, pick this up and try this and see if it doesn't work better than your other one. It's called One Flush, super economical, billions of more enzymes. My mom has some leather chairs on the inside of her office, and my mom is a cleaner, and so she cleans everything. I saw her walking out with it today, Windex. And so she cleaned her leather chairs with Windex. Well, Windex has ammonia in it, and so ammonia and leather, they don't work well together. And so after she had cleaned her chairs, she came and she got me and she says, something's wrong with my chairs. And I said, something's wrong with your chairs? Yes, something's wrong with my chairs. And I went there and said, oh my gosh, Mom, what did you put on them? I just cleaned them. I said, but with what? Windex? And I said, I don't think Windex is a good idea. And so about that time, we got a product called Howard's Leather Salve. And Howard's Leather Salve is a very heavy-duty, heavy-bodied salve for your leather. And it smells so good. I just opened it. Those of you watching on Facebook saw me open that. It is, it's to be used on smooth leather. So like your leather sofas, the leather in your car, leather chairs in your office. So anyway, I said, well, let's try this, Mom. So I put some on the back of her chair, and immediately it removed all the etching that the Windex had put on the back of her chairs, and it rejuvenated, restores, revives. That's what it says on there. But let me tell you, this stuff is a miracle worker. If you have some old leather furniture and maybe it's got a lot of little surface scratches. Now when I say surface scratches, I don't mean the kind of scratch that goes down to the inner part of the leather. I'm just talking about those little surface scratches that your little dog put on there, or maybe just from somebody having something on the back of their pants that constantly is scratching that, or anything like that. You know what I mean. And maybe your leather it doesn't look as deep in color as maybe it used to be, and it's still, that leather sofa is still great. It's still, you sit on it, it's so comfortable, but you just want it to look better. Get the Howard's Leather Salve. It's awesome, okay? Now, if your leather is dirty, okay, so maybe in your chair, somebody in your family, they lean back in the chair, and the back of their head, all the oils on the back of their head leave a stain on the back of the chair. And that stain will kind of look like a white kind of cloudiness. How do you get that off? Or do you just throw the chair away? You don't have to throw that chair away. Okay, Howard's also, this surprises me that Howard's went into the leather stuff, because normally you see them with wood, but Howard's leather cleaner will get it off. And I've seen it take off. And I had a customer come in, and he brought his leather recliner in the back of his truck, and he wanted me to see if the leather cleaner would fix it. So we went and we grabbed some, and sure enough, it cleaned the chair all off, and so he was thrilled. But it does a really good job of cleaning leather, especially stubborn, oily stains, like from hair stuff and things like that. Hairspray, just body oils, okay, like where your arms sit and stuff like that. Oh, I also wanted to tell y'all, when we were talking about septic systems, I forgot to mention, if you get little hairline roots in your septic system, there is a product that is very inexpensive. I like the Zep products. It's called Zep Root Kill. Okay, and this is something that you do, I think, about twice a year. The active ingredient is copper sulfate. Copper sulfate will take care, it's 99% copper sulfate. And how you use it is, it comes in a 2-pound container in any toilet. It doesn't make any difference which one. At night, you put half of this in and flush your toilet, and then you just leave it alone that night. The next day, you can use the toilet just fine. You don't have to worry about that, but you don't want to flush that toilet that night. The next night, you use the other half of the formula. So since it comes in a 2 pound, 1 pound, 1 pound, and flush it again, and then that will start killing all those hairline roots. We're not talking about big mama roots that are going through there. We're talking hairline roots, and this will help so that the line runs smoother. Okay. Now, in the gift shop, and I want to tell y'all some other things too. We've moved some things, and but we have a product. It's not brand new, but I absolutely love it. If you like fragrance in your house, if you don't like fragrance in your house, well then this is not for you. But if you do like fragrance in your house, and Glass House has made a diffuser that is not an oil diffuser. It's a dry diffuser. You put it comes with these little sticks that are all packaged up in a beautiful little golden container that you put it in, and then you put them out. And they have about 6 different fragrances. One of my favorites is Night in Rio, Kyoto in Bloom. They have a lot of fragrance. In fact, I put I wanted to show it on Facebook, so I put it over here by the radio while I'm working, and it smells so good over here right now. And that's the way it'll smell in your house. I have them in my house. I used to use a Pura device, and it just, they're very expensive, and I was going through fragrance, a lot of fragrance. And so I just put my Pura up for a while, and then Glass House brought these out, and I took one home and put it in the house. When I come home after work today, or after I get home from church and I walk into my house, my whole house where I walk in smells good from being closed up during the daytime, and that's where your house will smell too. All right, so this is a good thing for like teachers, like if they want to put it up by their desk. If you have somebody that is in a retirement home and they can't have candles or anything like that. If you're putting your house on the market, but you want the house to smell good, well, you can't light a candle. So these are excellent for that. They're great gift ideas. They come in a set, which includes the holder and 2 packages of scent sticks, okay, for like $45. Or you can just buy the holder by itself and 1 set of sticks if you want to do a gift like that. And it's a little bit cheaper, but if you're buying 2 and you buy the kit, it's about $3 cheaper. That is something that is been real good. And then, you know what? I want to talk about something else real quick before we get off the air. And I think if I talk real fast, I can do it. How many of you are freshening up your furniture outdoors, and the color looks good on them, but you just need some protection? Well, you want to use a spar varnish on them, and I recommend using the McCluskey. McCluskey has been around for a long, long time. It's a good product line, and what you want to use is a spar varnish. Spar tells you that it will be good outdoors, and they come in 3 different satin, gloss, and a semi-gloss. So you have a choice. It's real easy to apply. We carry it in the paint department, and it will make your furniture look good for a long time. Okay, that's it for this week, folks. It's time for you to roll up your sleeves and get busy on some of these projects we've been talking about. But by all means, you remember one thing. It will always be a great day to paint. Those of you watching on Facebook, hang on. We're going to keep moving on. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So I'm going to take off all the headgear, and y'all forgive me because my hair will have. And then I think I can pull y'all up a little closer so I can talk with y'all a little bit. I'm just hoping nothing falls over. Okay. All right. So another thing that okay, let me see. Matthew, Don, Las Chiladas, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate that so much. Okay, do you remember when I talked to you about toss-its, or have you forgotten? So we haven't found a real good spot in the store for this yet. What is a Tosset? This is the car little garbage cans. They're really not a can, they're just a garbage bag. But what makes them completely not like anything else? Yeah, thank you. See how they're on a little, like a little plastic thing, and then it has this little silicone little rope thing like this. This goes around the back of the car seat, like that. The headrest, I'm sorry, the headrest. And so then each one opens up like that. This is completely sealed. You will not get any smells out of it. So what is it good for? Well, for me, I just like that I don't have trash in my car anymore. I constantly have trash in my car because I spend a lot of time in my car, traveling here, traveling there, and I just had all kinds of receipts and straw things and Max's treats or something like that. And it was a pet peeve of mine to have trash in my car. So we found those at the National Hardware Show. It's a family-owned business. This guy is the nicest guy in the world. But what else it's good for is if you have small children, okay, and maybe they're having a juice box and they don't want any more, but yet the juice box is still like 3/4 of the way full, you put it in your Tosset bag, seal it, and it completely seals. If someone gets sick in your car, you seal it up, there's no smell. They're completely sealable. So like if you took your dog for a walk and you had a little dog sleep bag, throw it in there, seal it up, and then I think 7 or 8 come on this. And what's nice is once you pull one off, the next one's right there. These are great. They're reasonably priced. They make a great gift for somebody that likes stuff for their cars. And it's called Tossets. Okay? So good. Now, many of y'all know that we moved several aisles in the gift shop about a week ago. And it was a big move. We were moving lawn and garden back to one area so that we could move the kitchen stuff up next to where the gift shop is, because people wouldn't even find our kitchen stuff in the back. They would get lost back there. So we moved it up front, and now it's just a natural direction to go right in there. So let me show you some of the things that you might not have seen before because you didn't walk back there. Okay, one thing, is that your favorite, Max? Okay, one thing is the silicone sphere ice tray. Okay, you can see it makes a really big ice sphere. Okay, so why do you care about an ice sphere? Well, they don't sweat as much and they will not make your drink as watery, so that doesn't make any difference if it's your drink, you know, that you're having iced tea, or maybe if you're having some alcohol. And but these are really nice, and they're a nice gift. They come in a marble, and I think they come in black too. We're getting some other ones for the holidays and stuff like that. And this is what's neat. See, you just push on them like that, and it pops out the iced tea. It's made by Crumbs. They're really cute. These are all good gifts. All right, now, if you're like me, I use a lot of cutting board. I use my cutting board almost every night. And the bad part is then once you cut on your cutting board, how do you get all that stuff that you cut up into the pan, or then you've got to put your wooden cutting board, you've got to wash it right then, and it's a big deal to wash the wood. Well, we have these flexible cutting mats made by Chop Chop, and they won't dull your knife. And that's another thing, is when you're cooking on when you're cutting on wood, it dulls your knives. But this will not dull. This comes 3 in a pack, and an 11 and a 7 and a 5. So a little one, medium-sized one, and a big one. And they're flexible. So whenever you get through cutting one up and you want to put something in your pan, say you're sauteing some zucchini or something like that, mushrooms, whatever, then you just do it like that and put it right directly in the pan. These are super reasonably priced, and that's why we have them. They're such a good, they're really cool. And they're proudly made in the USA. All right. Then, one more thing I'm going to show you about. All right. This is called a seal-in store. Now, you've seen a lot of these, okay? But this is a vacuum-packed one. And you put your stuff in, and then you squeeze it like that. It will stay squeezed, and it will keep your crackers or your nuts or things you are hauling around for the kids to where they stay fresh. And you get 3, and you get 4. And they seal in. Those are cool, aren't they? Those are also made by Crumbs. And they're great for travel and or just putting storage in your pantry. Okay? Oops. Okay, now I wanted to talk to you about another tip. Let me see your thing. Okay. All right, what can I use to clean headstones? That's a very good question. Lots of times when you're the last one in the group, you get that job. Okay. Not always a fun job, but you know, you get that job. 30-second outdoor cleaner. It works every time. It's not, don't worry about, oh, but it's granite. I know, but it cleans the granite. It won't etch the granite. It won't do anything like that. And you can get it in a ready-to-use quart. And then you just need to bring you some water with you. Just like that you know, in the cemetery, usually they have water right around there so you can water your plants and stuff like that. But 30-second outdoor cleaner, and it'll take all the water spots off and mildew if there is some. Okay? That was a good question. All right, so I told you I was going to give you another tip. All right, so what are these? These are like cane tips right here. Black ones, this one's about an inch, I think. 1 1/8. Okay, 1 1/8. We sell tons of these because a lot of our customers have either they have a cane or they're helping their mom and dad with a cane. And what happens with canes, especially metal ones, is they're putting a lot of weight on that cane, and so the metal on the bottom will go right through the rubber down at the bottom. But here's a tip that I found out. If you will put a metal washer fit down in the bottom of that, that will save the bottom of your cane tip. So all you got to do is pick up those and then walk over to wherever you're buy your hardware and just pick up a washer. They'll cost you about 15 cents maybe, and put it in the bottom of that, and then that will save you. Okay. All right. One other, I want to talk about this. I'm going to talk about, how many of you like candles all the time, right? So are you looking for matches? Are you doing it with those lighters? Okay, look at this lighter. Okay, this lighter is a rechargeable lighter. Along with looking beautiful, this is the rose gold. Isn't that gorgeous? You charge it. You never have to look for matches or batteries or anything like that. And then this little thing right here at the top, there'll be a little electric current that goes right across there. And that little current is enough for you to light your candles. But isn't that pretty? Wouldn't that be a good gift? It comes in black. It comes in, it might come in a silver toned, I think so. And then it comes in this pink. During Christmas time, we'll bring in red because it's beautiful. So All right. How many of you have maybe a bathroom upstairs and your man bedroom is downstairs and there's nobody at home, maybe but you and your hubby, or maybe just you and all the kids, they don't live there anymore. And so you don't go upstairs very much anymore because there's really no reason to. But what if you have a leak upstairs? How do you know about that? You don't know about it until it's coming down the stairways, right? Or somebody calls you that lives across the street from you and says, there's water pouring out your second story eaves. That's never a good thing. So, I want to show you this. This is called a Zircon Leak Alert. And this little thing right here will save you so much money. And let me tell you why. You're going to put it underneath your toilets, your sinks, places that you are not all the time. Like I said, like if you mainly live downstairs and you don't go upstairs anymore, and when something starts leaking, you see those little sensors right there? They will go off, and this will make like about 85 decibel alarm. You'll hear it, I promise. So why? They said, but I know what you're going to say, but Trudy, once it's leaking, it's leaking. It doesn't work like that. A leak starts out as a little trickle, not doing anybody any damage at all. And then at one point, it becomes Niagara Falls. And that's when it causes damage. So you want to catch it while it's still just a tiny little leak. And these little things will save you when you call your insurance company and your deductible right here. I think these might be $15 to $18.99. I promise you your deductible's not that. So get a couple of these for your upstairs, or maybe you've got a bedroom and a bathroom way in the back of the house and you never even go over that way. Maybe you've got a U-shaped house or something like that and you just don't go over there. Put these in the area where you don't frequent all the time, okay? This will save you money. All right. I'm going to talk about this. A lot of you, we got this in again. All right. You're right. It says chicken poop. This is chicken poop. They call it lip junk, but it's like stuff for your lips. And this one is all natural, and it's just funny, but it's really good product. So it's called chicken poop, and we are stocked again. And it says on there, Grandpa says, if you got dry lips, put chicken poop on them and you won't lick them. So hopefully he was talking about this. And then they also have some that have a little bit of color in them. And so this is really nice. Just stick them in your purse or in your backpack or something like that. But those make great gift ideas. Chicken poop. Okay. All right, we're going to talk about hardware one more time. And let me look. I think that's it. Yes, I talked about everything. Okay. Let's talk about staining your fence right now. We're going to have great weather for staining for the next week. There's no rain in the forecast. It's just a good time to stain. So, have you ever stained before? Maybe this is your first project that you're going to do. So, what is a good product to use? Let me show you. Okay, Ready Seal. Okay, why Ready Seal? Ready Seal is known to be goof-proof. If you've never stained before, if this is the first time you're doing it, get a product that is just going to make you look like a champ, and that is Ready Seal. Let me tell you some of the great parts about it. It's oil-based, so if you have dry wood, if your fence is a little bit older, then it's going to want this oil, and it will soak it up. And lots of times what happens is you think, okay, I only need like 2 gallons for this 40 feet or something like that. You read the back, that's all good. and you get about halfway done with your fence, and your fence is so dry, you have used your whole 2 gallons, and you've got to go back and get more, and you're worried about lap marks. Lap marks happen, they don't look good, and it's very frustrating that when you've worked really hard on your fence for it not to look good. So you get and use the product Ready Seal. A lot of professionals use it. Like it says, there's no laps, there's no runs, there's no streaks on it. Easy, easy, easy. You can roll it on. You can put it in a pump-up sprayer and spray it on. Just get a different tip on your pump-up sprayer. Get a fan tip, okay, and put it on. And then it will look great. Now, what Ready Seal has that a lot of sealers do not have is clear, which if you already have stain on your deck or on your fence and you just think, I just need a couple of more years protection on this before I do a full blown job. They have a clear which will not change the color that you have, but also give you protection. And like I say, it's super easy to use, and you can use a brush on it, but you don't have to. So, and made in the USA. So Ready Seal if you're thinking about staining a fence or recoating your deck. All right, let me tell you where we're located again. I think I went over everything. You need to come by the store and check out the Go Mist. People have been here already, and they have been checking it out. This will save you, like if it's so hot outside and you're watching a game, your kids' games, if you're golfing, if you're exercising, this is just a really good product, okay? And it's rechargeable, so you don't have to worry about putting batteries in it. It will mist you and people around you if you want to share, okay? So come on in and take a look at that. Let me tell you where we're located. We're at 2361 Northwest Military Highway. The phone number is 210-341-1573. And that's it for this week. Thank you so much for watching. I would love it if you would share this, if you would think it would help someone about it. We will post this out on YouTube in just a few minutes. So you guys take care, and we'll see you next week. Bye.